Hey, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. This week's lesson is really cool. This is the Tala Fringe Necklace, and Tala means like story in I forgot. I think some country. But I mean, I had it like I thought I'd had it memorized, but I guess I forgot. But it means a story. This one's really cool. It's kind of like the evenly spaced. I think it was like back in the day. I can't remember. It was the moose knot necklace, and so this one is actually interesting because it's an overhand knot, but with a little like twist to it. And what I decided to do was pair it up because by itself it was kind of thin. So I thought I would pair it up with like a thicker braided on top, and then I layered it with a pearl necklace. And I'll show you that when we do the show. We have things are a little bit different today. I got a lot of submissions for the customer show, so I set it to like a slideshow with music. It's really nice. There is a bracelet that Laura Lee sent in, and she said it was one of her favorite lessons. So she called it the Ode to Sandra, which I appreciate that because that specific lesson, I remember it because I thought nobody was going to like it. That I honestly thought that. And there have been, over the past couple of years that, I've tried things that, I mean, just, in my brain thinking about them, I'm like, it's not going to work. And you'd be really surprised how, if you just try it, and it works out because another bracelet is this one here. I thought that the daisy spacers were going to be too big, and they just ended up working out really well. And the reason it was so easy to do because with the Knotty-Do-It-All, prototyping is because you can make stuff fast. I mean, it is so fast and easy. It keeps measurement, tension, I mean, everything. So prototyping is like a breeze. So if you have an idea and you just want to see how it looks, you can do it, whether it's knotting, macrame, like the overhand knot. I mean, just so many different techniques that, I show with the board that just makes everything so much easier. So with being able to prototype is so important because that way you can get an idea of what something looks like before you actually make it. And back in the day, my prototype was my final piece because, I thought that was so much work. I'm not going to do, make it again because that's going to be it, whether I like it or not. But we're going to do the, let me talk about like the products. Let me show you the board. I mean, that would be helpful. So this is a board that I invented. I mean, I know a lot of you in the comments have a board. And if you don't have one, I beg you to get one because it'll change your life. It's so much fun. And there's so many things that I learn, that I teach and that you'll learn. And once you get like a skill set, your mind, I mean, it can go nuts because you can like combine different techniques. And the nice thing about the board is it holds your work. It keeps tension, keeps measurement. And there are two sizes. And I'll just tell you, each one comes with a hardware kit, and you can today's lesson you'll see is a perfect example how I use like different like techniques and just like boom, 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 really, really quick. So this is our small board, and we also have our big board. And the some of the features, you've got the bead and ring size chart on both, but this one does have like these really nice. What happened here? It got crooked. It's got the well so that you can put your beads. Here you can put like a beading pattern. And some of the other features, like let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. Let's see, where's my picture? Oh my goodness. I don't know, I think I lost it. But there's so many like really like cool things that you can do. And let me see what else can I say about this. You know what? I have a cheat sheet here. Here it is. I mean, I had a slide of all this, but this is like everything. I mean, it definitely helps your projects work up faster. That is for sure. It does make knotting so much easier. Oh, wait till you see today's project. It's like so cool. And it transforms into a loom. So I do quite a bit of looming, and you can do that on the board as well. I mean, I don't teach looming, but it's just something that, I thought of one day, you could just put a bar across this way, one on the other side, and then, you've got a loom even if you didn't want one. So the all the lessons, I mean, just recently I switched over to having the lessons on YouTube. And the main reason, because a lot of people are like, why did you do that? Because you can actually watch your lessons on your big screen TV, and it is fantastic. Because before I would have to like mirror my phone or put some kind of plug, and it was just like, and then the phone mirrors this way. But with YouTube, there is a YouTube app on your smartphone. And if you guys didn't know it, get it, because you can go to my website and you could like see everything humongous. It is like I think it was a really good decision that I made on my end, because that way you guys can see everything so much bigger and better. And honestly, there are like tons of like functions. It is made in the United States. When I say this thing is like sturdy, I mean, this thing is like sturdy and durable. I mean, and it says here, it's like having an extra pair of hands. Well, it's like having like 6 extra pair of hands. So like so many really cool things that you can do with this tool. So let me move this, because I am going to tell you about the products on today's show, because I don't have my little slideshow. But because you know what happened? I got so excited with my idea that I started making stuff with the beads before I actually like photographed them. And I just like, oh my gosh, I didn't take the beauty shots. But you know what? Here they are. They're really pretty. And this, these guys here, let me see. Let me put this down here. Oh, hang on. No, it's these guys. This is next in the rotation. Sorry. These gold spacer beads. This is a JM kit 126658. These are like fantastic if you want something like it. It's got like a masculine look to them, and they've got like large like holes. And I imagine that these would look really good with the deer suede lace slide that I showed last week. So and I've used these a lot. And that one, if you guys go back and look at my past lessons, it was you can't miss it. It's one that I did with oh my God, was it yarn of some sort, bamboo. Yeah, it came out so cool. I loved it. And the leather on today's show, it's a 2mm leather from Leather Cord USA. This stuff is great for the like making like evenly spaced coil knots, moose knots. And one nice thing about it, it's thick, so it's really weird, because thicker leather doesn't like curl as much as like the thinner leather that comes off the spool. But that's one thing I really like about it. If you need something, chunky, quick, this stuff is fantastic. And the black rutilated quartz, these are these have large holes, really pretty. I like them. I think they make like great accent beads, and I have done a couple of free shipping. Oh, I'm looking at the comments. Wow. Woo. Hey, get another board. I mean, that's what you can do with these. And these here, this is let's see, it says mahogany, obsidian, and cherry glass. So these are glass. This must be the leopard jasper. And then this is the obsidian, mahogany obsidian. And you get a set of 3 of those. And they right now they're it's a closeout buy for $59.99. So, and that's what I think I'm gonna use those on today's project. All right, so anyway, let me move these out of the way, and we are going to do our wonderful customer slideshow. I want to like thank everyone that sent in. Some of you that have never sent anything in, I was really surprised, and I really appreciate it. So here's the customer slideshow. Isn't that fabulous? I had such a good time making that slideshow. And if I have time towards the end of the show, I'll play it again in case you guys missed some of the cool stuff. Anyway, let's get to today's project because I'm just wondering if I'll have I think I'll have enough time to finish this. Okay, first things first. Let me like bring up that picture here. Okay, okay. The bottom part, okay, that top one is like it's like layered. That one's like not included like with the other two. But see how the bottom one is too skinny to like hold its own, look. It's kind of scrawny, but you can like give it like beef it up by adding the pearl, the braided pearl. And I was really surprised. I wore this yesterday and I actually got a lot of compliments, and not from like, I mean, it doesn't count when you get compliments from people that you know, because sometimes you think they're just trying to be nice, but it was like like a total stranger. So this guy, he's like, oh man, Dad, I really like that. And I told him it was like warm off the board. Okay, so this part, you need to make this part first, and I'll show you how to do it. You're like, what is that? Okay, so okay, this is the part that the beads are going to get like we're going to put the beads on, and see how it's got a loop right here. So that way you could use like I don't go through the trouble of doing the leader needle, because all you need to do is just put a piece of thread in there and then slide it, which I'll show in just a second. So what I did was I did 6 knots, and then I made one of these guys here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that. So we need to make this part first, and then I'll talk about the braided part, because this one, like 99% of the time when I teach braiding, I do the multiples of 6. I'll go count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bead, because it's the easiest. Because when you do 6, that strand with your pearls is on the left side again, so it's just so easy just to like go like this. However, sometimes you don't want 6. And let me backtrack. It works in multiples of 3. I mean, yeah, like 6, 12, 18, multiples of 6. So if you do like 12 braids and slide a bead on, the pearl will always be on the left side. But let's say you want 7 or 8 or 11 because it just looks better or it just looks right. In that case, you will have to put beads on every single strand. I mean, you can count your 11, and then there will always be a bead on the left side because you have beads on every single strand. And I'll like show you that real quick after I show you how to do the knotting part. And it's surprisingly easy. So let's get this. And the good news is you do not need to know how much cord. If you ask how much cord do I need, you work right off the spool to do this one. So let me zoom in. Okay. And you can put like I like this. I like to do this like setup. I'll put a peg here. You definitely need one, that one. Let's throw one right there because I want it to hold the spool. Oh, and something that I did that just made it helpful and like faster was I just got, because I need to like, the cord needs to be clipped on a clip, but since the clip has teeth, it's not gonna budge. But if you take like some like cardstock, just anything, just fold it in half, you can just like slide this in just like that, and see how you can pull it. I'm gonna move this over a little. Let's put it over here. And another thing that you'll need, because lately, I really like my knots to be cranked down really tight. And if you use like one of these tools, and I drag these guys out because, this is a thinner thread. Usually for the thicker cord, I'll use this. And what it does is, you can get your knot in there and just like really pull it, because after you tighten, like 20 knots, your hands will start to hurt. So just putting like the knot in and just pulling it this way helps a lot. So I'm going to find out which one is the magic size. And I think um, this one, because I'm going to use that little gap right in there to like, let's see, this one looks like it might be too big. I mean, just grab your, like, if you have crimping pliers, just grab them and like just run them through to see if, you know, if the knot after you make it, like won't slide over. 1 second. It's getting hot here. Today's like the first hot day. Okay, so I'm very excited to do this up. Drag out maybe, yeah, 11 inches. And then you make your first overhand knot. Okay, this is really important because oh my goodness. You know, I always think I've got like tons of space on my work table and then I don't. Okay, so you make your first knot. Okay, and then we're going to use this guy right here to tighten it. Just get it as tight as you can. And then you do your second knot. And what you want to do is you got to look at it. See that? Let me see if I can really zoom in. Nope, that's as far as it'll go. See how this, and guys, this is not going to work with thin cord. I mean, 1 millimeter and up, because I tried it, it doesn't work. So as long as you have this thing right here, you can just get your other hand and pull. See that? So the knot is very, very, very like close. And then you take your like pliery thing and then, you know, you pull. Just to, you know, you got to make sure it's just really, really tight. And then you do your next one and you keep repeating the steps. And the nice thing with having it set up like this, oh, it just makes it so much faster, because I call it cord flop when you're having to like maneuver the cord. It's just all floppy. But this, like, I'll just show you right here. So it just helps. See that? Boom, boom. Feed it under and up and tighten. And then you could take your plier and tighten it down. Another thing that you can do that I did, but you know, I don't know where it went. You could take it's got to be a big needle. You got to cut the needle, cut the top of the needle off, you know, sand it off, and then, you know, make a hole in your board. And then that way you could just, you know, use that for basically the exact same purpose here. So there's 4, and then I'm going to pull this out, and then 5. I'm using a waxed cotton cord. And you don't want to use leather for this, because leather is not going to like hold up to this like cranking business. And this is I'm using, this stuff is really strong. I love it. I'm running low. I'm sad. Okay, so that's, let's see, let me count. 1, 2, 3. What is that? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then one more. Let's get this all the way over here. And the most important thing you could do is you gotta crank these down, because in a second we need to like stretch it out a little bit. And if you didn't tighten it, like really crank down, it's going to space out more than it's supposed to. Because that happened to me, the first one that I made, because I guess I don't know what my problem was. I guess I wasn't paying attention or something. And then when I started like wiggling it out, it got too long. Where is it? I wanted to show it to you guys. I mean, it looked cool, but I guess I don't know. It flew the coop. Okay, the next part, very important. Check it out. So I've done the knot. That's my 6 overhand knots. Now the next one, you are going to go like this, just like that, and right in here. You need to drag it out. And now we are going to make an overhand knot. And, you know, there's like, however you can do your knot, it's just an overhand knot. You're putting it on the loop. See that? And then you need to drag that, you put it on the post, and then just kind of take both of these, and you got to really tighten it down. This is really important, because you don't want anything to, like, you don't want the one side bumping up more than the other, because, you know, you are working with like a doubled cord now. You slide it off, and then you put this in here. Make sure it can slide. Okay, I think now I have to switch over to a bigger one because now that I've got the double cord, so now you want to come in and just really tighten those down. Just grab and tighten. And then you repeat the steps. So you're going to put 6 knots, and then you're going to do, let me do one more time. And let's get this. And I'll do it quickly because you can do this very quickly. It takes, I mean, if you're going slow, you get it done in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But let me tighten. There's 1 and 2. Or you could use your nail if if your hands are strong enough. It's just, lately I've been wanting to make my nails look pretty, even though it's a lot of work. Because I'm always using my hands. It's tough when you're when you guys know, those of you that make stuff, that so then you flip it. Is this easy? I mean, is this understandable what I'm doing here? I'm just doing the overhand knots and then expanding that second one out. I hope so. I'm just gonna look in the comments. Just even, I guess, one person, anybody? Woohoo! Okay, Cynthia. Yes, yes. Okay, sad Suzanne. Oh. Okay, so you repeat those steps. Keep going until I did 9. So right here, I didn't, because this would have taken forever on the show. So I did it. So let me go over this again. I'm working with 1 millimeter cotton cord, and I'm doing the 6 overhand knots, and then expanding every 6, and then doing the loops. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside because I've already got this part done. Okay, so this is this is fun. I really enjoyed making this necklace. Okay, so we're going to put a clip here and then one here. See how this just absolutely holds everything for you. Then now you can go to the next step, clip and clip. And now what we are going to do is we are going to start putting beads on these guys here. Ooh, this is the fun part because then you can get really creative on this one. Check it out. I did I haven't finished it yet, but because I wanted to show it to you. See how I put on this one I put spacers with large hole pearls and then like a little spacer bead. So this one came out really cute. You like that? So you can try like all kinds of beads. I don't know which one should I do today. I think I'm gonna do the spacer beads with these beads here. But let me make sure because I need 9 of them. Let me see if I have 9. Yes, I do. Definitely. All right, there we go. And you don't necessarily need the fishing line because I know that I'm a big fan. I'm always saying get the fishing line, use fishing line. But I think this will work just with like a little scrap of like thin cord. So I'm gonna come in here and put this through the loop. And now for the fun part, let's get this. I can't wait to see how this looks. And one nice thing about these beads is that they're like on the heavier side, which is nice because it helps weigh this section down. So now you slide it up, and this is really cool. If you feel like it's too much of a waste, but there are things that you could do with these scraps later because you could make little tassels. But if you want to go shorter, you can. And one nice thing, because for me, like the going shorter, I had a little bit of trouble because, unfortunately, when you're making jewelry, and I know a lot of you know this, that you need a thing called leverage. And sometimes leverage goes by the wayside because you have to like cut it off and then you're just like, you don't know what to do with it. And it's kind of like a waste. But what you can do is when you, let's say this is shorter and you have your extra string here, this itself can act as leverage because right now you could tell, I mean, this is a little bit short, but since I've got this in here, it makes it a lot easier. So I can just come in here and pull it through. And what I do, so this, you saw me knotting on the post, right? The other way that I knot, I show different ways because different way, different knotting is better for different approaches. So this particular one, I go forward. And you don't necessarily need a knotting all, but the important part to remember is don't tighten the knot down here and then drag it, because it's gonna make your life miserable. And I know, because that, believe it or not, that's how I used to do it. Oh my God, I just laugh at myself thinking about it. I used to like make the knot like right at the bottom, like, and by the time, I got to like the bottom of my silk, it was like so frayed, it was disgusting. So what I do is you like leave it expanded out, see that? And then put the bottom of that knot, like push it towards the bead, and then pull. And then you just come in here and like tighten. And I think I'm going to now use these guys because it's a bigger knot. See, all these little things, you gotta like, I love these guys. I mean, this is like, this particular tool is I don't believe it or not, it's for closing bead, what do they call those? Covers for crimp beads. And they work really well. I mean, everyone says, no, they don't. Yeah, they really do. One day I'll do a lesson on these, but for now they're perfect for, getting that bead nice and close to the, I like that. And then you just keep going until, I'm going to go fast because I don't want to run out of time, because I need to show you guys the, I think I talked about it, right? About the braiding and how if you put, man, let me tell you, one of these days I'm just going to do an all out like braiding, like artisan series, because there are so many cool patterns. And I mean, on the show, I never have like time to like talk about like all the different and cool braiding patterns. Ooh, leverage. Ooh, I like that. Crank. See how I did that? Now I'm tightening this, and I'm taking this guy here. So tighten. And then you could like pull this. It makes you feel. See, and you can't do that with leather. There's no way. So guys, I'm going to kind of speed it up because I do not want to run out of time. I'm going to kind of like just go. And I'll read the comments. Ooh, oh, that's right. Somebody, I knew someone in someone's moving. Who's moving? Is it Susanna? No, it's don't tell me. I know who's somebody's moving. Ooh, no, I know. Hang on, let me think about this. I remember it was from New York to something. I know one of you guys like told me. Man, moving's horrible. Oof. And when Lauren and I moved to San Diego, oh my gosh, it was horrible. One of the cars that we were driving, when we were going over the mountains, it blew a gasket, and that was not fun. Because then we had to find a U-Haul. Mind you, it was believe it or not, New Year's Eve, and we actually found it wasn't U-Haul that was open in the like middle of the night. It was this other place. And I was thinking it was too conveniently located. I bet they knew that right there, those people, everyone's gonna, that if it's gonna happen, that's where it's gonna happen. Because they were like right there. It was unbelievable. I guess there must have been like, maybe they got like some stats from like AAA or something that, hey, you know what? If you want to open up a U-Haul place, there's the spot, because it really saved the day. Because boy, that was rough. That was rough. Thank you, Pat. 29 minutes. I think I'm doing good. I think I'm gonna make it. Wow, I think I'm doing good today. Wow, it's a miracle. I mean, last week the timing was perfect, and I don't pre-time these guys. I try my best to, like, sometimes you just know that if it's going to work out or not. And since this is cotton, one thing that you can do, if it's because it kind of like hangs funny at first, but if you wet it and just like let it like dry, it'll like, the beads will like relax and let me tighten this. And ooh, let's do this one. Yeah, this one's, I like this project. And I wouldn't recommend, I think the sweet spot for what cord size to use, because, you know, I know a lot of you are, email me and, want to know what the, the cord is, like the best, the one. Oh, I wish there was, you know, like a simple answer to that, because it all depends on the characteristic. And one nice thing about cotton cord, let me just get back in here a little bit. Is this like out of focus? I want it to be focused. The one thing about cotton that I really like is that it ages well. So let's say, you want like like a like an aged look. And let me tell you, there's a whole like thing in Hollywood on how to age clothes, hats, shoes, jewelry to get that time-worn look. And this stuff, if you're going after a time-worn look, then the cotton cord is your, like, it's like the stuff to use. One of these days when I find, well, no, I only have one day left. One day, maybe next week, if I find that one necklace that I have that has that look to it, and I thought one day, oh, I'm gonna like redo this one to make it look new. And I thought to myself, you know what? It took a lot of years to get that look. I am not gonna change it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's do this and leverage. And remember, don't throw away the scraps. And another thing, tip, another thing you can do, if you have, like, let's say you need, like, for whatever reason, you need like 12-inch pieces of like cotton cord for something. It could be for like a bracelet. You can expand the loops out. And I'll show you that. Let me finish doing this last bead, and I'll show you that you can expand the loop further. And the nice thing is, when you cut it, it's not waste. It's not too short to be used for anything, because now you got like these 10-inch like pieces that you could use for something else. So it's definitely a great tip if you want to use the leftover cord for something else. I mean, at this length, like I said, it could be used for like tassels. But if you expand it out even more, it's you could use it for like other things as well. So let me get this one on. And there's so many. I thought to myself, you could do like, if you make this longer, you could do like 2 beads. You could like go all out and make like some like crazy looking like bib style necklace. That would be so cool. One thing I've always wanted to do is make a necklace that is, maybe I'll have you guys like figure it out. And I mean, it's workable. It's like bib in front, bib in the back. So if anyone's standing in back of you in line somewhere, you give them something really cool to look at. So there you have it. And then I'm going to tighten this one. Okay, so this part is ready. That was pretty easy. Now let me put this aside for a second. Let me move this and just do like one of those like expand this loop out. Like I was showing you how to make so when you come to make the loop part, you can make it bigger. See that? You can make them as long as you want. And it's the same process, whether it's short or long, you're going to be stringing the bead on all the same. Okay, so now for this part. So what I did here, I took 3 lengths of the cotton cord, 25 inches. I mean, I don't have a cheat sheet today because I didn't have time. And right in here, you want about 3 inches of, braid. And I counted this time. I never count because I always forget. Like I'm counting and then I forget. And then I start thinking about something else. But 58 if you count start, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just count 58, you'll get to 4 inches, which I mean 3 inches, which was really nice to know, because that is one thing I've always wanted to memorize. Is like for 1 inch of braid, like what's the count? And yeah, so to get to the 3 inches for, it was 58. But this, when I was braiding, I thought, well, I'll do like 6 braids in between, but they were too close together. 12 was too far apart. So I settled on 8. But when you are, like I mentioned earlier, when you are braiding anything other than 6, 12, 18, you'll have your 3 cords. You need to put beads on all the cords. So did you guys know that? So now we are going to continue with the braided part. But that is let me see here. I don't even, I'm going to unbraid this because I want to make sure it's 8. Because I know in all my tutorials, I'm like, count 6. Okay. So when you count, I start from the left. So I go 1, 2. And this is the important part in case you don't know. Because if you just keep, see if you go like this, it doesn't, it just does, it's not nice and like tight. So what you do, this next little step right here is really important. So you slide your bead up, flip it, and then right here, I always hold it. I use the pads of my fingers a lot. And then when this one comes through, you got to do this. This is the trick. Watch this. You got to get your fingers and push it and then do the next one. You can see how it wraps around the bead really nicely. Uh-oh, I don't want to lose count. And it's always on 2 for some reason. So you go 1, 2, and push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you notice I'm using the pads of my fingers a lot because it helps hold the the pearl. And then you slide. I'm holding it. And then you slide it down. And then you do the same thing. So 1, 2, and that's where you're going to go and then 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm keeping tension on the cord. I'm kind of slightly pulling it because you don't want it floppy. Because if it's floppy, then the braids are not going to look too good. And let's keep going. We're almost done here. And I did most of it. But you guys know how to braid, right? Are you? Do you? Please say yes, because braiding is cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, did I do 6 in between that one? Oh, no. Somebody, no. Oh, you know what? I'm going to start all over here because I want to make it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Ooh, good, Laura Lee. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I hate that name. Sad Susanna. Makes me sad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. And then you get your last one, and then you're done. Now I'm going to count. I'm going to do the 58, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go as fast as I can because I don't want to run out of time. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. 9, 10. Oh my God! Look at all those clocks. 11, 12, 13. That's so funny. Oh my. Okay, so now that I lost my count, I'm just gonna keep going until I get to about 3. Oh my gosh. I think, was it Jeanette? I don't know if Jeanette's on the show today, but I know that she said she was moving from the, oh my God, moving is horrible. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and measure. And let me move this. I'm just going to keep going, going, going. And then just keep like, okay, almost there. Okay, perfect. I got to 3, and now I'm going to clip this part in here. Okay, clip. Now, let me get a drink of water. I tell you, it's starting to really warm up here. Let me like get out here. Okay, so the next thing, this part here, now you got to stretch it out a little bit. You got to do it carefully because me, when I first did, I went, and it's not the best idea. Let me see what the expansion was. Let me. This got stuck. Let me. What on earth? Okay, let's see. 8 inches. So now, see, right now, when it's tightened like this, it's not 8 inches. It's like, let's see, like 4.5. So what you got to do is come in and start like pulling the like get it spaced out. Like an accordion kind of. Okay, so let's see what it's at right now. Nope, it still needs more. That's how come you need to make the knots really tight, because if you don't make them tight enough, the thing really expands out. Okay, let's. Okay, I'm gonna hold it and release and stretch it some more. You'll just do it like slow and steady. Okay, there it is, 8 inches. I made it. Okay, so now the next thing that we are going to do is put both of these together. This is, guys, this is where things got a little bit weird for me, because I always say put like 2 inches in between, but for some reason this one was the 2 inches for me was too much. So what you're gonna have to do is like literally like clip the braided part on your neck to the length that you want, and then kind of like maneuver the distance between the two to see what you like, because I know that every neck size is different, and my 1 inch rule kind of went out the window because it just wasn't working. Because 99% of the time it does work, but not this time. So I am going to put this here. Where's my braided part? Okay, so you want the braided part facing down, and oh, yeah, this part. Okay, now we got to find the middle. That's important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I will do that last in case I run out of time. But look at that. I forgot to put I mean, I know that some of you are so 15 minutes. Oh my God, it's so stressful. Um, find the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's the middle right here. And then on this one, you got to find the middle right there. And then kind of like line them up. And then that's where you're going to like put your little clip right there. And kind of like to make this, I'm just gonna fake it here. I'm just gonna make this part just a little bit. I'm pulling it out a little bit because I want it to be a little bit longer. Um, So I'm going to come in here and cut these. And I think you guys know what I'm going to do next, right? I'm going to put a ring. Let me get some rings here. I will, I'm going to get silvers because so it matches the, and you guys know that I'm going to do a macrame binding knot because I always do those. So right in there, I'm going to bend it, flip this part, then turn the board over this way. Let me clip this part, just hold it. And then I'm going to take can you guys see that? Okay, I'm going to do this quick because I don't want to run out of time. 47 macrame binding knot. And you could use other clips to hold like these parts here. And then a little clip just to like get everything nice and straight. I'm going to come in here. Oh, you know what? I like to like start like really like right in there. So I'm going to, one thing that you can do, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But see how you could open the clip? See that? And it has its mouth open. Can you guys see that? I feel like you can't see it. Let me, do I have a mirror here? Let me see. Ah, there it goes. You can see it's got, and that's really cool because if you fill up your alligator clip over, sometimes you can use just the clip just to hold the ring, and it gives really good tension. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and just do like a way up to the top because you guys know that I love like scooting it up like this and then tightening it. So there's a top and a bottom. And you can put like glue like maybe the B7000, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to run out of time. I'm going to do this quickly. And just tight. That's the, oops, why is it out of focus? Oops. The macrame binding knot, I mean, these days, unless it's long, because when you're working with a lot of cord, the 0.5 wax cord is like hands down the best, because it just really like cranks this stuff down, man. It's fantastic. And top. And for the, let me get a thread zapper because you do not want to use a lighter with this, but do I have one that works? Oh yeah, there it is. And grab this. One nice thing about, just steady and yeah, this, it's nice to like steady, just have everything just like, I don't know how to explain it. And another thing that the board's really good for, if you do like beading wire, it just really, man, one thing I really struggled with is like getting the crimp covers on, but I think on my online, maybe somewhere I show how to do that. So now I'm going to do the next one. Okay. I'm going to cut some of these off because they're kind of driving me crazy. Not all of them. Then you come and cut these guys off. And don't forget, if you have anything, next week is my last show, so do not forget, if you have anything you've been wanting to send in, please send it in because I would love to share it with this awesome community. Let me get this one. Whoops. I want you guys to see me cutting stuff. I'm there. I'm not cutting that one yet. I'm gonna, fix that one in a second. And I don't have. Let me get my matching ring. I don't want them to not match. So I need this one. And see the ring size chart over here. This tells me that, not that it makes a difference right now, but it's a 10 millimeter. That's really handy. And especially if you have your stuff organized, like I don't have my stuff organized. I kind of just, throw everything. Okay, there's one right there. Okay, let me put this. And then I'm going to do the other side. I'm gonna kind of like eyeball it. Ah, this. Okay, right there. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. But the thing is, I mean, I can't do it like now because I'm trying to like do the lesson here. But that's how uh, you have to put it on your neck, and then kind of tweak it from there. So let's get this one. How am I doing on time? Oh my god! No. Okay, come on, come on, come on. You can got this, girl. And then you do the same thing here, where you put the your ring on, squish everything down, and let's just get everything like set up over here, and ooh, get this clip. Let's see if it fits. That's a little too much for my liking, but one thing that you can do is you just put a scrap of cord in there, and that'll hold it as well. Because there's so many like situations, should I say, where maybe that's not going to work. So then, what's the next plan? So on this one, just use a piece of thread. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to do the other macrame binding knot. And what I did like the macrame slide knot. I cover that quite a bit. There's top and bottom. You know what? I'm going to stabilize this part a little bit more because I just don't like it flipping over. Okay, right there. So there's top and bottom. Right there. You just keep going. And I think, I wish I had the neck. If I had another prototype that I did, because this, believe it or not, was originally supposed to be a crochet lesson, but because Laura Lee said that she has trouble crocheting, I decided to change it to a knotted part. I know a lot of you that are left-handed have trouble with it, but man, I try to learn how to crochet left-handed, and not very good at that. So let me come in here. Let me take this off, and wait, steady, steady. And sometimes you could leave the little fringes on because they look kind of cute. But if you want them like off, let's tap, tap, tap. I keep it on the board when I cut it because I think I mentioned a couple of shows ago that it's you get a better cut. So let me get this off. And ooh, let's take a look. Looking good. Let me move all this. So now you've got like the two like tiered apart. See that? Uh-oh. Let me zoom out. So that's let me put a bead on this because I know if I don't do it now, I won't. And I use a faux leather. If I run out of time, guys, I do cover this like extensively, where you put your faux leather on the ends, and then you make the faux leather with the macrame slide knot. But I'm gonna get this part done because I don't want it just to be hanging around not finished. Doesn't that drive you guys? I'm like, I've got a lot of stuff around here that it like needs one thing to be finished because I know that's one thing I like to do is like I'll do like most of it, and then there's that one thing. And the worst part about it is, let's say one day you're looking for something to wear and you're like, oh, I want to wear that piece, and it's not finished. I have so many lots of unfinished business here. Let me tie this. And it's not that I don't know how, it's just that I know how. That's the problem. Okay, so then once you do this part, that's when I'll come in with the faux leather. And I think I'm going to, listen, can she do this? I'm gonna just go. I don't think so. I don't think I can do this in 3 minutes, but I'm gonna go as fast as I can. Put the cord in, over, and you know what? I'm just gonna do an overhand knot. Let's just do this quick. You could do that. It's not as pretty as the moose knot, but that's all right. Slide this over, tighten it down, and then do the other side. I mean, in real life, for anything that I sell or any classes that I give, I will do the moose knot. But one thing if you're working with like really, really thin cord, I take that back. Always do the moose knot. But I'm just gonna do this one because I want to 2 minutes. Quick, boom, boom. Okay, and then you crisscross the ends over like that, and then you do a macrame slide knot. Does everybody, please, I hope everyone, if anything away with you these past couple of years that I've been doing this, is the macrame slide knot, because it really helps. Like, it's essential, especially, oh, thank you, Pat. Oh my God, there, what the, I'm gonna do this real quick. If you like layering, I love layering all my pieces. And it's essential to be able to like tweak things like really like quickly. And you could use, I've got a couple of, there's a variety of ways. The macrame slide knot, which you can style it like a billion different ways. You could put beads on the outside. You could put a bead in the middle. You can make both ends fluff out. You could do 2 cords, 1 cord. I mean, it just goes on and on. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And my new thing is this. Can I remember how I did this? Oh yeah, I come over like that. I mean, I've been doing this lately, where like once you make the knot, you flip this one into this side, and then you oops, my cords are too short here. Just put it in there, and then you tighten it, and it kind of puts the, you know what, that's not working. The cords are too short. You need leverage. So that's not going to work. So let's just finish right there. So then you come in, and then I like to like fluff the ends out because you get a more even melt spot or whatever, like a little ball. And this one I do with a lighter because the just wait a second before you tap it. And then you do the other side. And I don't think I have time, but you could put like accent beads on the end. I put like little pearls on mine. Let me get this one. I'm sure I'm over. 11 o'clock. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, done. So there's the necklace, and I paired it up with, and this is exactly how it should look. Adjustable, braided, knotted, and then I have it paired with that other necklace, and it looks so good. Anyway, guys, my time is up. I can't believe the hour goes by way too fast. Oh. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. What I think when's Memorial Day? I don't even know. I think it's next Monday. Don't take me up on that. I got to check it out. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Thursday. And please don't forget, anything you have, I don't care what it is, send it in, because I love looking at the different things that you guys make. All right, guys, you have a nice week, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.